Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on Tuesday, the 25th of July. As always, we bring you the news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Ashwin Berry. In the news tonight, Eureka Maritz, head of experimentation at the United Nations Population Fund Accelerator Labs in Namibia, thanked the students that participated in GIPE for their efforts and commitment in finding solutions for the labs. Junior Kapofi reports.
As indicated by Prof. Gawandani, I'm Eureka Maritz. I'm the head of experimentation from the UNDP Accelerator Labs, and this is truly a privilege for us to be able to collaborate with such an amazing project team, such amazing students. We never really realized that it would come to this. We didn't expect to receive all of these amazing solutions. Of course, there have been some of the solutions that we've been pottering with at the Accelerator Labs. Yes, we've been at the forefront of looking at how we could use AI to improve the way we communicate, but never in a way that the GIPE teams have actually, and the streams, have actually conceptualized in such a perfect way the way we could adopt some of these solutions. And I think the best part is you've already done the difficult part. You've developed these handbooks for us, these user guides. I'm sure that I can speak for my colleagues across Indonesia and Peru that these are definitely tools that we'll be able to take forward. I don't believe that the project is going to stop here. I do believe that we are on a global mission to achieve the whole Agenda 2030. In terms of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. And of course, we're always looking for unusual partners to collaborate with. So perhaps it's from my side that I can really wholeheartedly say this was a wonderful opportunity and really a dream come true. Prof, you know, the whole idea was birthed in a coffee shop, as you explained. We didn't think that we would actually get to this part where they would be just really looking at perhaps the 3 C's that I feel are very important in this project, Skype. One, it's really looking at collaboration. It's really looking at how people have communicated across the world, and really looking at essentially managing to bridge continents in the way that you have done with these projects. So thank you so much. I don't know, in terms of protocol, I've got Eduardo online, and I'm not sure whether he wants to say anything at this point, but I'd like to speak for my colleagues across Peru and Indonesia, and also my colleague at the Accelerator Lab Namibia, that it was indeed a privilege to walk this journey with you. So thank you so much. I'm sure we're going to take this further, and it doesn't stop here. So let's GIPE!
Now in our next story, a woman from Swakopmund who has been accused of fraud, falsification of a flight test permit and culpable homicide was denied bail in the Swakopmund Magistrates Court today. Now this is after a pilot and an engineer, Jacques Jacobs and Dirk von Weitz, died in a helicopter crash in the coastal town last week. Ankie Gessa Nauhaus, 34, made her first appearance before Magistrate Nelao Brown, who remanded her to custody and postponed the case to 2 October for further investigations. Nauhaus elected to obtain private representation. State Prosecutor Anita Likia said the state denied bail because it is not in the public interest or the administration of justice to release Nauhaus. Secondly, the state denies bail on the basis that the accused is charged with a serious offense. The state also fears that granting the accused bail would interfere with the ongoing cases. And lastly, the state fears that the accused might abscond, Likia said. Now, according to a police report following a case opened by the owner of Namibia Base Aviation CC, Nauhaus was arrested on Sunday at her residence in Swakopmund. She was charged with fraud, forgery and uttering between 29 June and 12 July. This after she allegedly unlawfully and intentionally misrepresented fake, forged and altered certificates for the registration and flight test permit of a helicopter to Namibia Base Aviation. Upon her arrest, several cell phones, 6 computers, 2 laptops, 141 logbooks and 3 boxes containing financial documents and invoices were seized from her residence and her office at Namibia Base Aviation, amongst other things. Now, Eva Maria Nangolo, a legal aid officer that landed in hot water for derogatory remarks she made about the Damara community back in April this year, has returned to work amid an ongoing investigation and court case with the Justice Minister Yvonne Dausab and the ministry's legal aid division. Nangolo drew the ire of many Namibians when she tweeted about the Damara community's culture while at the same time stereotyping them for allegedly only being known for their violent behavior. The Damara people are doing something beautiful, a cultural identity. I love this. This overshadows that violent image of breaking bottles, knife stabbing, insults, no culture identity that I only know of them, Nangolo tweeted. At the time, Dausab had revoked Nangolo's legal aid certificate while a disciplinary process has been set in motion. The ministry's executive director, Gladys Pickering, yesterday confirmed that Nangolo has in the meantime returned to office. However, she will be desk-bound while the disciplinary investigation and court case she instituted against the Justice Minister and the Legal Aid Division are concluded. Nangolo confirmed that she has returned to the office after being on leave and that her right of appearance in court has been suspended. Make sure you catch these stories in Namibian Sun tomorrow. Now, Elago Nantana will complete his walk of about 380 kilometers from Otavi to the Helao Nafidi border post through Oshikango on Saturday. He is walking to draw attention to raising awareness of mental health amongst men.
Family, good morning. This is Elago Nantana, the chairperson of the Delivery Room Foundation. Yet again, doing another challenge. Last year, I did a challenge walking from Oranjemund to Katima Mulilo, which was roughly 2,200 kilometers. And this year, I started a new challenge where an 11-year-old boy called Christopher Boyce committed suicide. And this in itself activated this new challenge, with Ohangwena region being the region with the highest suicide rate in men. I decided that I'll take up this challenge to walk from Otavi to Helao Nafidi, which is 414 kilometers through to Ondangwa and Oshakati. As I walk, I'm walking to inspire men not to commit suicide. I'm walking to show men that all things are possible in Christ, that the Bible is a book that one can use for self-affirmation if one is feeling down, or if one is depressed, or if one is in any emotional or psychological unbalance. So with this walk, our aim is to have a men's mental health conference, and also have a mental health conference in Namibia somewhere in October and November. And also the Delivery Room Foundation has written a mental health booklet, which is a comprehensive book, you know, speaking more on mental health and how to overcome it, and things that one can do, and also personal testimonies, and it also shows biblical references on people that went through all these challenges of mental health. So family, this work is just to inspire Namibia, is to inspire one another, is to teach, to educate, to motivate that we can overcome this mental health and we can work together. So I walk 30 kilometers a day. Wherever I walk, I set up my tent and I sleep and I arise and I continue showing people that we don't give up. No matter how tired you are, you don't give up. You arise and you fight. No matter what challenges you find yourself in, you don't give up. Life is a roller coaster and you have to go through it. You have to go through it and you have to push. So this walk, I'm just walking to inspire whoever needs inspiration, whoever wants to be inspired, for them to tap into this grace. Thank you so much, the Republican. And yeah, Namibia, see you soon. When you see me alongside the road, you see me hanging the flag of Namibia on my back. Thank you so much.
Now, in our Story of the Day segment after the break, ACC calls into question the NAMCO board's conduct. Stay with us.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
The Anti-Corruption Commission says National Petroleum Corporation of Namibia CEO Ims Malunga was suspended under questionable circumstances following a decision on its end not to press ahead with a corruption investigation into his conduct at the helm of the oil and gas company. The anti-graft body says a board meeting was called at the offices of the Ministry of Finance to weigh into the possible suspension of Malunga, driven largely by NAMCO board chairperson Jennifer Commerly following her arrest over the alleged discovery of drugs in her vehicle. In his meeting at ACC, he is said to have argued that he was duly mandated to make the payment decision and provided documents to support his claims. Malunga also provided evidence confirming that Sonangol, which owns the two oil deposits, has received the funds, sources close to the matter confirmed. Now in community talk, we'll be looking at anti-gay bills landing on the president's desk.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Namibia finds itself at a critical juncture as two contentious bills rest on President Hage Geingo's desk. These bills, passed by Parliament, seek to define spouse as a person of the opposite sex who is legally married to another person and amend the Marriage Act, fueling heated debates and drawing opposition from human rights groups and the LGBTQIA community. Parliamentarian Jerry Akanjo presented these bills in the National Assembly, and it also received a green light from the National Council. However, human rights groups and the LGBTQ community have voiced concerns, arguing that the proposed legislation could be discriminatory and potentially violate the fundamental human rights of same-sex couples. Among those opposing the bills is Berlin-based Lesben- und Schulvenverband Berlin-Brandenburg, which wrote a letter to President Geingob urging him not to sign the legislation. The LSVD contends that the bills, if enacted, could adversely affect human rights and the right to dignity, and they call on the president to uphold the rights of all Namibian citizens, including those from the LGBTQ community. Now in economic news, South Africa's tax revenue is expected to grow significantly. Stay with Sunset News.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the
15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
South Africa is one of several African countries expecting significant growth in tax revenue. This is one of several trends emerging from the latest Africa Tax Outlook report. The ATO makes projections about future tax revenue based on tax buoyancy and tax stability. To calculate these projections, the ATO looks at the tax revenue collected 10 years ago and uses that information to estimate the revenue that may be collected in 2023. Let's head to the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 17.58 next to the US dollar, with 22.58 Namibian dollars getting you 1 British pound. Looking at commodities, all commodities managed to make an uptick, with the most significant one being platinum at 1.00%.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Let's head into the international news on Sunset News. Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga said earlier today that Africa must take a stand on the Russia-Ukraine war. He was speaking as African leaders prepared to head to St. Petersburg to attend the Russia-Africa Summit on July 27 to 29 as Moscow and the West compete for influence in Africa. Odinga said he did not believe it was a good time for a summit and urged African leaders to take a very firm stand, adding that they could not be neutral in the case of right and wrong.
I don't think that at this moment in time is really time for summits between Russia, because Russia is involved in a war, a conflict. Just like Ukraine-Africa summit does not be welcome at the moment. That is a war situation, and Africa needs to take a very firm stand on this issue. It's a question of right and wrong. And therefore, my view is that we cannot be neutral in the place of an aggression. We must take a stand one way or the other. Limited by shares, pegged on how well voted. That policy is the biggest economy.
Social media and networking service Twitter removed its iconic blue bird and adopted a new stylization of the letter X as its official logo late on Sunday. Its largest shareholder, Elon Musk, also updated his profile picture to the new Twitter logo, with the name change catching many users by surprise. Musk tweeted that the domain name of X.com now redirected to Twitter.com, adding that the company will bid adieu to the Twitter brand and gradually all the birds. The move came after he announced the change over the weekend. After taking over control of Twitter last year, Musk said he would turn Twitter into X, the everything app, in April. Twitter changed its legal name from Twitter Inc. to X Corp. The new name appears to be part of a plan to try to make Twitter something much bigger than a microblogging app, along the lines of China's WeChat app, which offers a wide range of services, including mobile payments. The company's CEO, Linda Yaccarino, tweeted that X will be characterized by unlimited interactivity centered in audio, video messaging, payment, banking, and create a global marketplace for ideas, goods, services, and opportunities. Many of Musk's business ventures involve the letter X, including his company SpaceX, the Tesla Model X vehicle, and his recently launched AI startup called xAI. Stay with us as we head into the weather predictions. In the northern region, it's clear conditions throughout the day with a maximum temperature range of 32 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature range of 12 degrees Celsius. Henties Bay, Swakopmund, Walvish Bay and Rehoboth can all expect sunny conditions, whilst rains can be expected in Ariamsvlei and Keetmanshoop, with Mariento having a 13 degrees Celsius minimum.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
You are still with Sunset News. Let's head to the Sports Wrap desk for today's sports stories.
Good evening and welcome to the Sunset News Sports section. I am Jesse Jackson Kauraifa, your host for today. The FNB Women's Super League champions Tura Magic will miss the chance to play in the CAF Women's Champions League preliminary competition as they missed the registration deadline. The FNB Women's Super League, which they won, only concluded after the CAF deadline. The club made attempts to engage CAF to consider them, but the request was denied. This news has shattered the hopes and dreams of players who were hoping to be scouted. In a statement, the club explained that the closing date for registration for the CAF tournament was 31st May, and it is common knowledge that the Women's Super League finished a month later. Namibian professional footballer Peter Shasha Shalulile, who plies his trade for Mamelodi Sundowns, prophesies a good season for his club. Known as a workhorse by those who know and play football with him, the 29-year-old Shalulile spoke to Mamelodi Sundowns TV recently and stated that the upcoming season, kicking off on 4th August, will be about hard work and winning trophies. The talisman, who scored 12 goals for Sundowns last season, won the Golden Boot accolade and secured 3 consecutive league championships in a row with the club. Not only humbles himself by working hard, but he is also a devoted Christian. The Namibia Ice and Inline Hockey Association celebrated a great day yesterday as the national women's team secured the bronze medal at the European Championship in Charleroi, Belgium. Namibia convincingly beat Italy 4-0 in the third-place playoff, making the most of the country's special invitation to the European showpiece. Goals by Daniela Duberstein, Leserkin, Coetzee, Anja Bosklap, and Diana Ludenberg ensured Namibia a comfortable win, while goalkeeper Bryden Justin Sain kept a clean sheet at the other end. That is all we had for you from the sports section. Good night.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Thank you for staying with Sunset News. Let's get into the highlights from this evening's broadcast. A woman from Swakopmund who has been accused of fraud, falsification of a flight test permit, and culpable homicide was denied bail in the Swakopmund Magistrates Court today. Eva Maria Nangolo, a legal aid officer that landed in hot water for derogatory remarks she made about the Damara community back in April this year, has returned to work amid an ongoing investigation and court case with the Justice Minister. And FNB Women's Super League champions Tura Magic will miss the chance to play in the CAF Women's Champions League preliminary competition as they missed the registration deadline. The FNB Women's Super League, which they won, only concluded after the CAF deadline. The club made attempts to engage CAF to consider them, but the request was unfortunately denied. And with that, we have come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays and Sundays, as well as on our website, oneup2.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday and Sunday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News. My name is Ashwin Berry. Don't end your day without us.